Yo, hustlers, welcome back to the HustlePedia podcast. We have a very special guest on the show today, a visionary. You know, we're all very thankful to have him here.
Yeah, we got someone who is a great guy. I actually met him the other day at a networking event, and my first impression was he's super genuine. He's an entrepreneur from France, and he runs an Instagram account with around 17.2 thousand followers. Satyam, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you guys for having me on the HustlePedia.
Yeah,
Awesome
for sure,
being
man.
here.
And, you know, it's like definitely you don't want to miss the show. I would say 100%. If you're, just 100% stay tuned until the end. You're gonna have lots of gems, lots of value on the show. So today we're gonna focus it on entrepreneurship, the importance of networking, taking action, and if you are somebody who wants to start an online business, this guy's it to tell you guys that, and he'll tell you the step-by-step process. So stay tuned for that one for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna speak big facts today.
Yeah.
And as for, I've already heard a bit of your story, but for anybody that doesn't know you, can you tell them how you got to where you are?
Yeah, sure.
Start to finish.
Yeah, no, my name is Satyam. I'm 19 years old. I immigrated to Canada when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I've grown up here my whole life, but been to France a few times, speak French in my household all the time, right? So I didn't really get into entrepreneurship until, like, I was always an entrepreneur guy, like a hustler. Like, I always found ways to make money since I was like young. So it's like I had that in my DNA, but I wasn't like making a living out of like an online business until like honestly a few months ago.
So it was very recent.
Very recent. Like I started like even my brand Vizionaryfocus, might get into it. I started it like a year ago, right? And things started escalating, right? So it's like back then, even like a year and a half ago, I was working like a landscaping job during the summer, and I was like, damn, I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be doing this forever.
Yeah.
Is there not the possibility? And I stumbled upon like an Instagram marketing course, and that was like $200. It was like a big investment for me at the time, right?
Yeah, almost all your money at the time.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Well, not all my money. I had some money saved up. You know?
It was still big though.
But like for me, like the first time you invest in yourself, it's a big deal because you never did it, right? It's like but
It's
once
harder
you
to do that.
once you do it once, it's much easier. So I got into that, and then boom, that kind of got me into the whole thing. So I really started last October, 2020. Which is crazy because it's actually not that long ago, right? But like I tried a lot of I failed like 2 businesses, right? And
What
like,
were those businesses?
I had
if you
like
don't mind me asking.
I had like a Facebook ad agency. I failed miserably. Like I onboarded people.
Yeah.
Like I got clients, and then they paid me money, and I had no idea. I was like learning as I went, which was like a big mistake. So if you're out here and you want to start a business, learn a skill and kind of get good at it. Maybe even work for free or on a performance based before you pay big money. You charge people money, because if you can't fulfill, right? If you can't actually help someone, that might be an issue. You might have to refund their money, right? But it's part of the process. So yeah, man, I've been just working on this agency last 3 months actually. But my Vizionaryfocus brand, I started a year ago, and then I focused on a bunch of different things, and I brought back my focus back on it.
What gave you
last
the
few
inspiration to start the Vizionaryfocus page?
I don't know. I was always like, I used to be someone that's really unfocused, and overnight I was like, okay, things are gonna change now, and I'm gonna be someone who's really focused, and also I have a vision. Like I'm a very delusional, optimistic, delusional person who's like super optimistic, right? Who has a vision all the time, right? So I was like, okay, I'm visionary focus. I got the vision, and I'm gonna be focused. That's gonna be like things that represent me, right?
Manifestation is pure.
And I don't know. I like the name. I like the name as well.
It flows.
I was like,
Yeah.
I created a logo real quick, and I was like, okay, boom, let's start this.
Do you think failing those first 2 businesses, the Facebook revenue agency,
And I also had like an Amazon, like.
and
Drop
do you think
shipping?
that was crucial to building Vizionaryfocus?
Yeah, but it was because I created it beforehand. But then what happened is I stumbled upon Money Twitter, which is like it's a small corner of the internet where there's like a lot of entrepreneurs on Twitter doing a bunch of different things. And then suddenly I started getting like serious FOMO. Like I started trying a bunch of shit. Like I should have focused on one thing, right? But
For
the thing is
everybody
like,
that doesn't know what FOMO is fear of missing out.
That's right.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, and so like I was like, I got into Twitter and I saw these guys like crushing in a bunch of different businesses. I was like, holy shit, I gotta try other stuff. What I'm doing right now is not gonna work.
You
It's
just
false.
got that drive to,
Yeah.
So would you say looking at Money Twitter was a big motivation for you?
Dude, it was crazy because like so back in December 2020, so I made I think my first $1,000 online the first 3 months, right?
Okay.
So I wasn't actually making that much money. I was like, what I was doing was Instagram consulting, helping people out with their Instagram, stuff like that.
Helping them build it?
Help them build it, help them grow it, help them potentially monetize it as well, right? And in December, I got in contact. This is where the networking part goes in, right? I was DMing 10 people a day, right? Who were like entrepreneurs, right? And I stumbled upon this guy who had like a 7-figure marketing agency. And he's like, hey, dude, you should check out this course I have in my link about. He's trying to pitch me this, but he was actually trying to help me out, right? And he's like, also go check out these guys on Twitter. You could really learn some stuff. Boom. I bought the course. It was like $60, right?
Well, not bad. Not bad.
And I went onto Twitter. But the thing is, the powerful thing about that corner of Twitter is that like it completely shifted everything. Like I thought it was really hard to make like I didn't know it was really doable to make serious money online. And then suddenly there's like guys in their 20s absolutely crushing it. And it was like it raised the bar big time. So
Yeah.
as you realize other things are possible, then you're like, holy shit, maybe I could do that. Right?
Yeah, like if they can do it, I could definitely do it. kind of thing.
100%. So
Yeah.
it made it a reality, and I started connecting with people also who were crushing it, and like directly they were influencing me, right? Because since I was scrolling on Twitter almost every day, I was reading their thoughts, right? On Twitter, it's much more like you have
Very
a feeling.
personal.
It's much more personal in a way.
raw.
A lot more raw. So then you feel that connection with people much more. And so it's like you see them building. Some people are building in public, meaning they're building their business and then documenting it online. So you see that and it's like, holy shit. Like after a while, you have no choice but to start something, whatever it may be.
And did you go all in? Like, did you quit your job when you first started online businesses, or were you still working part-time while trying to build a
So
business?
back in November, October 2020, I was like doing landscaping, and then it was winter time, and I was like, well, shit, I'm not making that much money with my online stuff, right? I'm still learning. So I got this job where I was like, it's like a junk removal job. So pretty much you go into like, I don't know how to say props, like kind of like trap apartments.
Yeah.
Apartments with people who are like either drug addicts, right, who are in rehab, or people who have been evicted, people who have passed away, people who have been in jail, pretty
Okay.
much. So what we do, that job was like junk removal. So we go into the apartments and then we clear the apartment out. We either help people move out, or we help clear out the apartment, right? So it's like a really bit of a wild job, right?
Very interesting, hey?
Yeah.
I bet you have a few stories.
Really, really crazy stories. Some of them I can't go into, but
Yeah.
some of them I can. And so I worked that job for 6 months. And then in May 2021, I had like one client. And this was, I think, was my like, actually,
Was this your first client?
this was like my first client, but this was like, I had like a B2B lead gen agency. This was another, actually,
Which is?
this is another agent, this is another business that was like semi-successful, but I
really?
dropped.
Okay.
Why'd you drop that?
So what happened is like I dropped it. I'll tell you after. But so what I was doing is I was helping people acquire more sales calls through email and LinkedIn, right, for their Facebook ad agency. So, and pretty much I was doing that. I got a guy from Edmonton. Actually, I got him through LinkedIn. In 2 days, I got my first client, and I was like, "Yo, I'm quitting my job." And that did not go well because I failed miserably. Like that client, the niche, like his type of clientele was extremely hard to get in contact with. And also,
Wow.
to be honest, I was just not good enough.
You weren't prepared?
I wasn't prepared. I had money saved up, but like during that summer, I was like just struggling.
Well, were you learning while doing it?
I was learning while doing it, and it just wasn't working out. I was like cold calling, which is like super uncomfortable. I was
Yeah.
just struggling. I got another client, which worked out a little bit, but I wasn't making any serious money. And then, so yeah, like things started changing everything when I had my partnership recently, which was like 2-3 months ago. But like,
Okay.
but the thing is, like, I learned a lot during the process. When you take a lot of L's rapidly because you're naive and you don't know any better, you grow a lot quicker.
So when you have those days and you're cold calling and nothing's going well and everybody's turning you down, or you're taking those L's constantly, how do you personally deal with that and stay focused and move on from it?
Yeah, like how do you not let one call like
Ruin your
affect-
day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
affect the rest of your day.
I think perspective, like
Go into it.
like I've been through like a decent amount of my life, right? That I know that like it's not gonna be the end of the world if somebody hangs up on me, right?
Yeah.
So I just tell myself, I'm like, am I gonna die? I think this is a really extreme way
quite
of thinking,
extreme,
but
man.
like, am I gonna die? This is like cliche too, because you hear people saying this, but like, am I gonna die from this person hanging up on me or yelling at me on the phone? Yes or no? No.
Yeah.
So why would I give a shit?
Fair point.
And do I know them? This is the thing too. It's like this could be worse. This could be door-to-door sales. Like this could be much harder. I could also be doing landscaping 9 hours a day,
Yeah.
4 times a week.
Killing your body.
That shit is hard.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you guys done landscaping. They shit. That shit, you know what I mean? So it's like
It's labor, man.
like
That shit's
yeah, might as well give this a shot and see. And obviously, like I was failing for months, right? But in a way, I wasn't failing. I was learning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I said, it goes back to perspective. It depends how you see things, right? And so one thing I would recommend anybody here who wants to start an online business, if you want to avoid struggling as much as I did and many people did, find someone who already has done something who's already where you want to be. Get in contact with them and learn from them, and even pay them for their time to learn from them, because you're gonna avoid so much struggle.
So have you had a mentor before?
I had one, but it was like nothing crazy. I have one right now who's like my ex boss from that junk removal company, where they work with social workers, right? We help people move out. It's like a bit of a wild business, but it's a profitable business that works well. And he's like a really good business owner, and so we stay in touch, and he gives me tips and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really have like a mentor yet, right? So
like, as in, like, you said that, you have a vision. You said you're you said you're a delusional visionary.
Delusional optimist.
Optimist, sorry.
Yeah.
What's the end vision? Where do you see, what's the vision? Like, how would you describe that vision? Like, where do you see that vision take you? Like, I know it might be delusional maybe that if you don't mind sharing that, but where do you see yourself ending up? Like, where is that vision that's going to take you?
Yeah, I think one of the main things is that like some people are not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I want to get rich as fuck, right? I want to make a lot of money.
I'm with you, brother.
I'll just rather be straight up on the pod and just let you know.
Mate. Love the confidence.
Because I think that's one thing that, like, I don't know, like, not a lot of people know this, but I didn't grow up with a lot of money. And a lot of the time, it's like I wasn't able to get things I wanted. So it's like naturally, it's like, fuck, like,
Yeah, I'm going to make something for myself.
I'm allowed to soda on this? Am I allowed soda?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Like, I was like, damn, like, this sucks. Like, it would be cool if I could, like, have control of my time and be able to work wherever I want. Like, really early on, right? Because it's like, I saw my mom working a lot. Same, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, man, like, same with my dad as well when I was younger, but, like, it was a little different. But it was like, damn, I want to be able to have control of my life, literally, right? So I'm like, the earlier I start, the better it is. And so I think the vision for me is like, I would really want to be able to have, let's say, a 7-figure, like a multi-million-dollar business, right? And then be able to like have like multiple sources of income, right? So I'll tell you right now, I want to have like an Airbnb business as well.
Smart.
Right? I want to be able to like invest a decent amount of money into like other assets, be able to like generate that cash flow, but also I want to help the people around me. I want to be able to like, this is like a life mission for me, but like I want to be able to feed 10 million families from Canada and France in the future. This is like a really crazy goal of mine, but I really like, it has a lot of meaning to me. And so like, that's my why as well. Like I also want to help my family. I want to help my friends level up too, but I got to focus on myself first. So I think that's like kind of my vision. And yeah, like obviously like, just to give you my why as well.
It's amazing, bro. You're not a very greedy person. I love it. You want to use your pockets at a certain point to help other people. And that's
like,
very genuine.
Yeah, and I don't even have to go crazy. Like I think my first goal would be like donate a certain amount of money to a food bank. I think that's the first thing. Like they helped out like my family like when we were really like in the,
so you have
down
to give
bad,
back.
right? So it's like
see the actual benefits from it, and you believe in it.
I believe in it because I mean, fuck. I mean, like when you don't have any food in your fridge, right? And it's just like, because this is the thing too. It's like some families from the outside you might not tell that they're having a hard time. Like they live in like decent homes or whatever, but you don't know what's going on behind. You know what I mean? So it's like some people really need the help, and so it's like when you're able to get that, when you're able to get that help, that really helps too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know the effect it had on me when I was younger, right? And how it could really have a positive impact on other people. And so this is the thing too. It's like I want to be able to make money, but also make money to help and give back as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
So
A lot of people don't have that mindset. It's really good.
So
really good,
would
yeah.
you say you get like satisfaction from seeing other people happy?
dude, I enjoy seeing other people around me win more than I like to see myself win. All the time.
Nice,
Love
That's
that, man.
So you said before we got on this pod, we talked multiple times, and you said that you have some crazy stories to share, and like I don't know if they were bad or they're good, but like if you want to share some stories and go about how you persevered through them, because a lot of people like personally, like I'm sure everybody on this table, everybody that's watching, if they have their own battles, everybody has their own battles, and
Daily,
their own way they fight, they family, whatever it is, everybody goes through something, but where people's lack the most skill is perseverance. They can't persevere through crazy stories, and you say you have crazy stories that you've been through a lot and like all that stuff. So how did you just persevere through that? Like what made you keep going? Like a lot of people give up. You see a lot of people it's bad out there, and we all know that. But you have some scary stories. Want to share some stories, and you want to talk about your perseverance, and that.
First things first, I don't want to victimize myself. I know friends that have had lives 5 times harder than I have. 100%. So I'm not gonna say, oh, feel bad for me, right? Obviously, everybody goes through shit. So this is the thing too. It's like whatever like difficulty you're going through right now in life, don't feel bad for yourself.
Yeah,
Like
you'll
that's
get
the
through
one
it.
the one thing you're doing right now that's putting you like that's holding you back from being the better you. So take that into consideration. I think one thing, some crazy stories. I mean, like I worked like a job where we were like going in some of the worst neighborhoods in Edmonton and cleaning those apartments out. You see a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. Like we're in this one apartment where this lady was trying to like.
May I
actually-
ask how old you were while you're doing this job?
I was 18. I was
Okay.
18. I'm thinking about. I had this really. I don't know if I can say the story. I'll see the other one. There's one. Oh my goodness. Let me.
Just you don't need to get into full detail.
Yeah.
But just give a little snippet. Kind of.
So we had this one where like we were walking into this apartment which was supposed to be cleared out, and this was like I think on 107 or something. Yeah, I think so. And so we walked into the apartment, and those people were there was supposed to be no one, and then people broke into the apartment. They were sleeping on the floor, and then one of the people who like managed the apartment came into the door with like a knife, and she was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, you guys get the f out, right?" Yeah. And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!"
To
This
you?
no. Like this lady was like the manager of the hotel,
Right.
you know, and those people that were like in the apartment sleeping, they got kicked out yesterday by the police, right?
Yeah.
And now they were back. They somehow broke back in, and that manager came with a knife, and I'm like, that could go. In those situations, things could go right
Or very, very, very wrong.
Things could go
really quickly.
Yeah.
Right. And so in that moment, you're like, holy shit, like what's gonna happen? You know. And so I think things were all good, but like you don't know. Like in some places too, there's one apartment we were in. There's a bunch of people that we were like moving all their stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I think they got kicked out or something happened, right? And a bunch of them, like they just came in, like 3-4 big people, right? They're coming in, they're like quite aggressive, right? And then the guy next door was like selling crack from his like apartment. And
Okay.
like, this is like in Edmonton too. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine this, but this actually is like a reality for some people, right? And so it's like we were moving stuff and it was just like really, really crazy. We had another one. This is really, I'm not going to go into details. This was one of the worst ones. So we were in this one neighborhood. This is actually not too far from my first neighborhood in Edmonton when I first immigrated here by Abbotsfield. We went into this place where like there's the police that first was supposed to raid the place, right? And then we went
While
in
you
there
were going in,
before we went in.
before you went in.
This was really, really crazy. And
so there's SWAT cars and stuff all
not
around.
SWAT cars,
or-
but like special police. Like I don't know. I've never seen them. They had like big straps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're trying to go there, try to see. It's like okay, if anybody's gonna, because it's like a kind of gang affiliated neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
So when they went in there, and I was like, holy smokes! Like I don't know where this is gonna take a turn, right? And so pretty much from there, there was this only one guy, right? And I'm not gonna go into details because I don't know. This is like I don't even know if I should be saying this story right now, right? So we went into this apartment, and then there's like some like I don't know if I should say this, but like there's like a lot of like trafficking in multiple ways
Okay.
going on in the house,
Yeah.
and it was like really a weird energy to the point where like what the
Like it was just
You're
uncomfortable.
getting very uncomfortable. You're like,
I mean, to be honest, I've seen so much stuff to that point that like you become insensitive almost.
Yeah.
Like you disconnect your emotions from it.
But that
I
was
was
still-
like, any regular person that comes in here, you could see a lot of fucked up stuff happen. Like especially in the basement, I was like, whoa! Like you could feel the energy.
and you were going in to just grab like junk.
You take,
and stuff? Yeah.
you clean everything. You take the junk,
Okay.
you put it in the bag, you put it
Yeah.
in the back of the truck, and you bring it to the
So
junk.
when you first came in contact with this weird situation and what was going on, what was going through your head?
I was like, what the absolute F, right? Like,
Yeah.
I knew this was happening in our city, but I never knew I was going to be a witness of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't thinking. you were
like
gonna
there
see
was
it.
nobody in the house. There's this one guy in the house, but like, it was really, really messed up. Like, you know, needles all over the place. And also like, there was like I'm not going to break it down, but there's like, let's say trafficking happening in multiple ways
Okay.
in the house. I'm not going to go more into
Yeah,
details.
please, yeah, you don't have to.
But like some
We understand.
like dark things, you know what I mean? So, but it's good though because it gave me perspective on life. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, my life could be so much worse.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, you have
so
it all right.
I've been. It got me like super grateful of everything. You know. So and then yeah,
And did that make you want to help people even more with when like your vision of the future and how you want to help people when you have money? Are these stories, do they really tie into that?
to be completely honest, no,
Okay, why?
because I saw people that were like just like I mean, they were like families as well who were like some people that were like really abusing drugs and stuff like that.
And you
And
think they
honestly,
almost
like
deserve
it's not
it?
that I didn't have empathy.
Yeah.
It's that I was like, damn, you guys are like
They're just
really
doing it-
messing up your kids, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's just like it's different when you have a family where like there's like situations like where like things happen and you know you're really struggling, and then when you're actually like, you know,
Doing it to yourself at a
doing
point.
it to yourself, and like
Yeah.
let's say if you're in like you're like, you know, fucking yourself over by taking drugs, by taking bad decisions, and then you have kids in the house, that's,
It's on you.
you know what I mean? You got to take accountability at a certain
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
right? And so a lot of these people I met, they didn't take accountability, but also some of them have really, really messed up lives when they were younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
But then you think that them doing that to their children, it's just gonna be an endless cycle. you know?
cycle. Yeah. I mean, it's like that almost everywhere, though. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it, to be honest.
You don't have to. We
but,
can move on. I
yeah.
think Parsa has a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was wondering, you know, how you said you love networking people, you love connecting people. How important do you think networking and connecting people really is in someone's business or someone's life?
Super important. I mean, everyone you meet can open some doors. Everyone you meet could know people who might need your help. I mean, you kind of have it like people, like everyone you meet, anyone you can meet, one person you meet can change your life. Once you understand that, you move a little bit differently. And this is the thing too, networking, you can, in real life, is very powerful because you can really see people, right? You can connect with them on like a deeper level, but like online is an excellent way to like network as well. There's like communities with people who have similar interests. You
Like the
connect
money
with-
Twitter and stuff.
Money Twitter,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You can connect with people. They could like connect you with someone who, let's say you're into web design, right? Or you want to start like a fitness personal training business. They might know someone who can help you get there or whatever, right? And even in the future, like as you start building and knowing more people who do different type of things, different doors can open, like seriously. And find a way to add value to them too. Like when you like talk to someone or you meet someone, whether it's in real life or whatever, it's like, okay, how can I add more value to them, right? Hear them out, understand them, and then maybe they're interested in investing or stocks or like crypto, right? Or they want to start a marketing agency or they want to get in better shape. How can I add more value to them, right? So come from like a value-based mindset, right? Well, like how can I bring more value to people I meet? And things are going to start changing.
So what I'm wondering is like, you know, it's like, yeah, of course, like it's like, you know, what you know is your net worth, not what you know. It's more about who you know, right? It just comes down to that, and everybody, it's a big cliche line, but you know, it's out there and it's super important. But you know, how can somebody network when, let's just say, I don't have a lot of skills, like for example, anybody watching don't have a lot of skills, right? And they want to connect to a higher level, people that, you know, might not even look at you and might not even have an idea you exist, right?
Yeah.
So grow your network to that level where you have, you know, like I would say people that are way above your, you know, like where you're sitting, right? So we're sitting at a place, I want to network with somebody that's way out of like my league. I want to say, right, you know, like they wouldn't want, like I don't have something to offer to them.
Yeah.
How can I find a way to connect with them more, like, you know, trying to find people? Because I think that's the hardest part, because you know, if I really want to learn from somebody or somebody that's like way doing exactly what I'm doing, but way better than me, right? And they've accomplished what they've accomplished. But how do you manage to network with those people? Because not everybody is genuine, not everybody's welcoming. How do you go by that?
Yeah, I mean, once you like, if you like want to get in contact with those people that are a higher level, they value their time way more. Like their perspective of things are different. So like, if you want to get in touch with them, either you're gonna have to add enormous amount of value to them, or you're gonna have to pay for their time. And so that's what people don't like. People are like, "Oh, pay for your time? What? Fuck no, right?" But the truth is, if you want to get in contact with those people, you pay for their time. But the thing is, they're gonna like maybe connect with you. They're gonna add value to you in ways you wouldn't have not imagined. That's gonna change your life potentially. You know. So I think one way, obviously, you can add value, like this podcast right here. You could like hit up people like, "Hey, listen, we'd love to have you on a podcast. Really like your story, boom." And in a way, you're promoting them, right? And obviously, like, podcasts are a great way to like get leverage, right? Because it's the thing, you could easily like, when you reach out to someone who's quite successful already or who's like higher up, right? Like they're like, oh wow, they want me on their podcast. They'll feel flattered, right? And so they'll be completely open to hop on your podcast and give you free game.
Yeah.
So that's one way to go about it, right? And I think so like hop on a podcast, right? Maybe network. If you know who their friends are, get in contact with their friends. Because if you can if their friends are more accessible, then you could potentially get in contact with them, right? And have an idea why you want to connect with someone. It's like, oh, are they where I want to be, right? Like, why are you wanting to connect with more people, and what type of people are you wanting to connect with, right? Have an idea of these two things. It's really important.
And how important do you think it is to ask, when you're talking to these types of people, to ask genuine questions and not come off as a leech?
first of all, don't ask like, I'm not gonna say ask dumb question, but like don't ask like Googleable questions.
Yeah,
So
smart.
like reach out to them from a genuine spot and be like, especially if you're young and you're watching this, like there's people out there who are really open to helping you out, because since you're young, you know, having time is like one of the most precious things ever. And so since you're young right now, that's in your advantage, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely, because I think that, like, you know, people who actually are willing to help because they started off from the same place as maybe you are in the place right now. You know, they were there at one point,
Yeah.
so they're always openly willing to help people like that. Like if I see that, if I make it to where I make it in my life, I'm definitely gonna reach my hand back, because I think that's just because I knew where I was at one point and I know where I am now, and then it's just be like, you know, always happy to help anybody, and it's like they just add value. So I think that's really crazy how that works.
Yeah.
So if you go through Money Twitter, I scroll through my Twitter all the time. You know, that's where we find connected and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Satim is a man of routine. Everybody tags at Visionary Focus, man of routine. You need a routine plan, man. He's the guy. You know, I need a day plan. So, like, what is it? What do you like go into the routine plan, and how does that help you in your daily life?
So like life routine, dude. I used to be like one of the most unorganized, unfocused people ever. Like I didn't have any routine or nothing, but I knew it was key. I was like for people that didn't know, I was like an athlete for like even high school. Before that, I was like heavy into soccer, did some boxing too. So I was like, that gave me discipline to my life, but I didn't have like a good routine to optimize my life. So everybody's different. So find what works for you. But I think the three key things is like, okay, when you wake up in the morning, what are you doing? Around what time are you waking up, right? And around what time? I think your routine starts at your bedtime. Because if you want to wake up early, but you keep going to bed past midnight every single time, but you want to wake up at 5, right? There's going to be an issue there, right? So have your bedtime routine locked in. So clean your room. Have your room real clean, right? Maybe put like a candle. Make your room smell good the night before, right? Keep your room in order. So how you can do that? Clean your room on Sundays, and then every day for 5 minutes, every morning, kind of see what's around the floor in the morning, and then 5 minutes at night. Try to keep it clean. Your environment is key. If you can keep your environment clean, it's the beginning of everything. It's the foundation of everything. So I'd say that's super important at nighttime, right? Stick to, you know, a time you can go to bed consistently. Obviously, I'm still working on that.
That's the hardest part, honestly.
Yeah, and then wake up at the same time. Every morning, first thing I do is I drink a glass of water every single morning, and I try to move a little bit, stretch a little bit, like
Get the oxygen going, you know?
yeah,
Go
because
outside
like
a little.
I don't know, like some people are like, oh, just get to work right away, right? It's like, you know, the hustler mentality, work. Yeah, but like take the time to wake up a little bit, move your body, stretch, maybe do yoga, a few pull-ups, I don't know. Get your body going, drink some water, because even though you don't feel like it, you're dehydrated, right? So what I do is I wake up, drink water, right? I stretch, and usually I work out for 30 to 40 minutes every single morning, right?
Okay.
From then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna visualize. I'm gonna take, believe it or not, I'm a big believer in like taking like a cold shower, semi-cold shower,
They're so good for you.
love
because
that.
it gets
I
me
take
just
them
like
every morning.
it brings a clarity on my day. So wake up, drink a glass of water, then I'm gonna stretch a little bit, work out, right? Take a cold shower, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna visualize. So before I start my day, I kind of try to see where I want to be and how my day is gonna roll out.
Okay.
And so from then, it's gonna give me a clear idea of how things are gonna go, which helps me a lot. And one thing I forgot to add is I plan out my weeks on Sundays, and I plan out my days the night before. So I know exactly what I'm gonna do the day after. Like even today, talking to you guys right now, this was scheduled. Like I knew I was gonna talk to you guys. Like last night, you guys told me, okay, 11 a.m., 11:30, I'll be here. So I make sure like my time is organized as well. But like, so yeah, wake up, drink water, stretch, work out, cold shower. Then sometimes cold shower, sometimes not cold shower. Sometimes I'm not gonna take a cold shower, right? It just depends.
Especially in this weather, man. It's like negative 40 outside.
It's rough out here, bro. And from then I visualize, and then I check what I have to do during that day, and I get started. But nothing complicated. Like find what works. If for you want to wake up, stretch a little bit, look at what you got to get done, and start working. Do that, right? So everybody's a little different, but have something where it's like the same every single day, and keep it simple. Like for me, it's like I've been doing routine stuff like for a long time. I tested different type of routines, but find what works for you and stick to it, right?
So Sativ, you're big into online business and all that stuff. You know, you're helping people. You've helped people grow all their business and stuff. So, what would you just give people advice on online business and, how to get started, how to kind of take those first steps? So if you have something to drop about that.
Yeah. So I mean, first of all, you want to see if this is actually for you. So you need to try something. A lot of people are not gonna want to stay on a computer and work on it. So like do some work on yourself and find what you actually like. Right. I think this is number one factor. If you don't know what you like, ask family members or friends like what they think about you, like their honest opinion about like what they think you're good at and what do you think you're not good at, right? And
you
so
always need that outside opinion.
you
hey?
need that outside opinion, right?
100%.
And so then it's gonna give you good ideas like, okay, what am I good at? What am I not good at, right? And then find some things. So there's like an exercise you guys can do. It's called it's like a Venn diagram exercise. So
Okay.
on the right circle, you want to put what you're good at, and on the left circle, it's like what you like doing, right? You might like doing something, but you're not actually naturally good at it. What actually the right circle is what you're naturally good at.
Okay.
So-
and then left is what you like.
And what you like. So, and then in the middle, you're gonna have skills, right? Or business, right? So you want to match the two things, and this you can learn something that's really, really, really gonna, match the both. Because you might start a business, or you might learn a skill. Maybe it's like web design, but you're like a much more analytical person,
Right.
and you'd be better off doing something, let's say Google ads or Facebook ads, right? So some people, they start a business just because they want to make money, whatever, but they don't match it to their personality, to themselves, and then they end up quitting and they wonder why. I mean, there's multiple factors to it. But if you could find something, you know what I mean? Like that exercise is super key. Like seriously, right?
Give us a few examples.
So like let's say you're naturally good at. You're a naturally good communicator, and what you like doing is you like talking to girls. Okay.
Okay.
Naturally, the clear direction here would be, okay, you could do something in sales, right? If you can talk to a girl and convince her to give you your number, for example, and you're naturally good, you speak well, you're a good communicator, even around your friends, you can do something in sales. Meaning
You'd excel.
you can get people to give you money, right? And you can talk to them on the phone, and you know what I mean? That's a skill that you could learn. So
Right.
that would go in the middle category, right? There's many examples I'd go. If you're like more into art, you're naturally a good artist, right? But what you like doing is, I don't know, you like drawing. So it's like those are like very similar. You're naturally good at art, and you really, really like just
Drawing,
painting
yeah.
and drawing. So maybe you could start, let's say, you could start a lot of things. You could maybe start drawing, do some digital art, right?
Yeah.
And then that could turn into like potentially an NFT.
And then you could be a web designer.
Or you could be a web designer, right? Those skills align with the two circles, right? So that's super key, right? So really, really do some work on yourself, like take 3 days, I'd say, and do like an honest self-assessment about you and ask people around you. It's like, hey, what do you think I'm good at? Honestly, right? What do you think are my qualities? Right? And so that's going to give you really good insight on yourself as well. And from then you want to match those two things to skill, right? So this is where the tricky part comes in. If you don't know anything about starting an online business, you might not know what like skills to learn, right? So there's many things you guys can do out there, right? People are willing to pay you for the value you add to their lives, right? Whether it's you making them more money, you saving them time, or you getting them a certain result, right? So if let's say, okay, I'll take you as an example, okay?
Okay, go for it.
Let's say you really like fitness, right? Okay, and so there's 3 people out of shape that are desperately trying to get in shape because their girlfriends aren't attracted to them anymore.
Okay,
right?
all right.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
big problem
Yeah,
here, right?
Yeah, it happens.
You know how to get in shape. Potentially, let's say you know what foods to eat and what exercise to do to get in shape, and the mentality to have
Okay.
with that, right? So what you do is, it's like, hey, listen, you pick those 3 guys. You're like, hey, listen, let's hop on a quick call. Let's say a half-hour call. Let's talk about your problems, right? Let's talk about why you're trying to get into shape and why that's such a big issue. So you're gonna talk to them, have an idea of their problems,
Yeah.
and then you can be like, oh, I have the solution to that because my skills are, I understand how to get in shape. I understand what foods you need to eat. You have the solution to their problem. Their problem isn't that they have a hard time getting into shape, right? Deep down, their problem is that like their spouse isn't attracted to them, and that's really affecting their relationship. So understanding their problem, and they're going to be willing to pay you for your time to help them get in shape. It's not you help them get in shape; it's you helping them getting their spouse to be
Yeah.
attracted to them again.
Because
right?
I'm giving them knowledge that they are looking for, right?
Yeah,
So-
and really helping them get to that point. And this is the thing you need to understand. People like you need to you need to value your time. Like if you're helping someone with that, like that's their problem, and you're able to help them. That's a big deal. Like you're gonna help them improve their life, right? And so you need to price your time. Like let's say you're helping someone for an hour, you need to charge them, because if you don't charge them, they're not gonna like they're not gonna follow through with it. They're taking it for granted, right?
Personally, how much would you charge for an hour? In past experiences with clients.
In past, dude, when I started, I was charging maybe like $200 an hour.
200.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Do you think that was undervalued or overvalued?
Well, it was undervalued because I knew my shit, right?
Yeah,
But I didn't know how to price myself. And to be honest, the best thing to do now, if I hop on a quick call, I'll get my partner to do it, but it'll be like 15 minutes, free of charge though. But we'll ask like really good questions, specific questions to understand them. And then from then we'll see if they qualify to work with us or not.
Yeah, and then you take it from there.
We take it from there.
Okay.
We understand also their pain points. If you understand some people's problems and you can have the solution, they will pay you for the solution. It's really simple. You know what I'm saying?
So like I've heard like a couple of videos I was watching the other day about that. So like it kind of relates to that. So I'm just wondering what's your take on that. People really get stuck in self-improvement and trying to like work on their weaknesses the most. Like, we all have our weaknesses. Everybody's weak at something, but they go like really deep into just focusing on that and they phase out their strengths. How important do you think it is to double down on your strengths compared to your weaknesses?
Like if you focus too much on your weaknesses and you're not focusing on your strength, it's the biggest fucking mistake you're ever gonna make. Like seriously. Like you need to like really focus on your strength, and obviously you can work on your weaknesses too, right? You need to work on your weaknesses, of course, right?
But not put the focus on them.
But you need to focus on your strength. It's like why? Like it's like, oh, let's say I don't know. You're for example, you're playing soccer. You're like, I don't know. This is a bad example actually. You're left-footed, right? And you're damn good with like dribbling and like shooting with your left foot. And suddenly, obviously, your right foot is all right, but then you're just gonna start all focusing on your right foot, and you're not gonna capitalize on your left foot and being damn good at it, right?
And that will deteriorate over time.
This might deteriorate your performance because then you're always trying to play with your right foot when your left foot's much better. I mean, both need to be good, but like if you can really, really get good at that, that makes sense. And also, this is another thing too. Like if you start focusing on your weaknesses and your strength, if you start focusing on your weaknesses too much, you split your focus, right? And so then if you focus all on your strength, you put all your focus on that, you grow and you get better much, much, much quicker, right? And obviously, I think this is the key. Find someone who's really good at your weaknesses and work with them. That's the ultimate hack, right? So
outsource it pretty much and trying to find
outsource it. Get someone who's really good at your weaknesses. Learn from them and let them take care of that, right?
So how do you think, like in general, that your everything that you've learned today, your marketing skills and stuff. So like you said, you want to get into the Airbnb business. That's your kind of like something that you're visioning. And so what other businesses or types of different skills that you want to expand to other than what you already know and what you already have learned?
I mean, like my main thing is like Instagram marketing, right? So like that's what I'm good at. And this is the thing too. I'm really fresh. I'm a year in.
Right.
Like seriously, like they saying shit, right? Compared to people who've been doing this for like 10, 20 years, right? What business, like the key is to focus on one business, get it cash flowing, and then invest that into other things, right? Like I said, it's about focus. Don't split your focus in multiple directions. Focus on one thing, put all your energy into that, and then you can go into something else. Once I get a business cash flowing, this is my vision. So I want to learn more about like how to investing, right? Whether it's in stocks or crypto. I have no clue how to do this. Yes.
We got you. Don't worry.
Yes, I run a business that's making like decent money, right? But I'm not investing because I invested in crypto and then lost a bunch of money because I didn't know what I was doing, and that's a mistake, right? So yeah, my goal is to have like Airbnb business. I have like, this is really crazy, but I also want to create a water brand, like with my name on it. It's like,
water.
Yeah, like literally just create a water brand, like water bottle with my name on it. It would be ridiculous, but like it's something I want to try one day. Maybe not best profitable idea ever, but I just want to give it a shot.
You just want to see your face on a water bottle. Hey?
No, not my face, just my name. It would be really hilarious, I think, I also would like to have a clothing brand as well in the future. I don't know, I just love clothes as well, but like having something that's really nice, just learning the process about going about it, right?
And something that you can design.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think that's super key. But like, I think my goal is obviously just focus on my business, right? Get some cash flow going, and then invest that cash flow potentially back into the business at first, right? This is what I've been doing, right? Keep growing it, and then get to a point where like I'll take that cash flow and invest into some assets, right? So the Airbnb business is something I'm really keen on, right? And other stuff, right?
Do you have like a certain goal that you want to get to before you start expanding? Or is it just like when you feel
because it's like like you're saying like cash flow, right? Like it's enough cash flow to kind of move on to the next. So like people usually get stuck up, like what if I like lose my focus on this one and go to the other one, and then like you're saying, diverting your focus.
Yeah,
a lot of people get worried that I've created something. Let's just say I built a business. It has done quite well at a decent level.
Yeah.
But I want to level up, right? And a lot of people, it's like, oh, it's my baby. I kind of, I made it happen.
Yeah.
So do you think that people should focusing on like, what was good,
Yeah.
but now you kind of have to level up to the best, right? So you have to kind of keep leveling up no matter how many businesses you start, keep going.
Yeah.
So I think that people have a hard time when they've built something. Like, when do you kind of know that it's time to go to the next
Okay,
step?
I'll tell you. Like, obviously, this is going to depend on the team and how we feel where we're moving. I think once I get to a point where like everything is delegated, we have systems in place, and I have like a sort of like COO potentially that takes care of things, and I'm completely out of the business, then I'm like, okay. To be honest, I think probably before that. I think I'll give you guys just a rough number. Like, let me think about this. This depends really on my team. Like, I have my team who has certain personal individual goals. I want them to hit that, but I want me to have like when I'm starting to spend potentially like 4 hours a week on the business and almost everything is delegated, then potentially I'll look into other stuff, right? But like for now, obviously, I'll look into crypto and stock investing within the next 3 months, 100%. Like that's a no-brainer. But the Airbnb one, it's gonna take a bit more of my time. And so once I'm able to spend just 4 to 6 hours a week on my business, and it's still doing really well, then I'm gonna go into the Airbnb business. Done, right? So that's kind of my like. I don't know how long it's gonna take, to be honest. I think the business, the Instagram marketing agency, is gonna like blow up this within the next 6 months, but we'll see, right? So
I have a question about the Visionary Focus page. Last night we were having a chat, and I mentioned that it's now private, and you told me it's private because you're putting it on pause for a little bit and you're working on some other things. Do you want to go into a bit about that?
This comes back to focus again, right? Like I could easily delegate like some of my content to content creator and get that going, but I want to put all my effort and focus into our clients and get them the best results possible. Meaning, like I have my page Visionary Focus, which really like has a lot of meaning to me, but like I need to put in all the work into our clients, and then after that I'm gonna focus on Visionary Focus and grow that brand, my personal brand out, right? But for now I keep it private. Another thing too, it's like I want to keep the name. Yeah, the name just resonates with me deeply, and I don't want to lose it. So I think that's one thing, and also just keep it private because I'm just not posting right now, and it's just like it's also a good way to like if I DM people with it, people can just book a call with me directly.
Ever thought about trademarking it? Ever thought about like trademarking the name?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So, but because I want to also start a clothing brand with it. Like you know the clothing brand I was telling you.
Yeah.
Like I would want to have the name Visionary Focus with it too. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know where it's gonna go. I think this like a lot of things can happen in 1 year. Like like my life, like I'm not the same person I was 3 months, right? The first 3 months 2021 than the last 3 months, right? So it's another thing too. If people tell you, "Oh, you've changed," in like a negative tone, it's a really damn good thing. It's like
embrace that, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. So I wanted to talk about how important do you think it is to stay authentic?
Dude, just keep it real, bro. Like don't try to change for whoever. Like seriously, you know, like you're obviously gonna grow and evolve into a better man or a better woman, whoever's watching, right? But just be you. Like seriously, like don't try to be a people pleaser as well. Don't try to like, you know, like you know how to stay authentic. You know what I mean? Don't try to put anybody on a pedestal first of all, right? And you'll naturally like just see everybody as like, you know, a potential friend of you. Like see everybody as a friend. Just see like if just like a celebrity, you just see them as like, you know, oh, you're just talking to Levant.
An accomplice,
You know what I mean? Like he's your homie, right? You're comfortable talking to him, right? So just keep grounded. Stay relaxed. I don't know how to go about this because it's like I don't know anything else. Like I'm always, like I'm not gonna BS you and just try to pretend I'm someone else. I'm just keeping it real. I don't know how to explain this more than that, but
no, 100% makes sense.
So you said like you want to take Visionary Focus to the like everyone to base it around it. How important do you think is like personal brand building in today's world and the opportunities that come with it? Like how important is that?
Really big, bro. Like you cannot imagine the amount of possibilities. Like anything you do, even your Instagram, like this is crazy. But like even like if you're trying to like date more girls or whatever, if you have a good Instagram page, which to be honest, it's kind of ironic because my Instagram page, I have like my personal brand.
Yeah,
my personal
no
page, I have no post, nothing. But again, it comes back to focus. Like I don't want any distraction in my life. Everything that I'm focused in is like business, health, family, like nothing else. But like next year, I'm working on my personal brand. Like seriously, I'm getting some good pictures for my personal account and Visionary Focus as well.
I'm gonna get in the gym.
And I'm in the gym.
right now? Eh?
Of course, yeah, of course, and at home actually. But I think personal brand is super, super important because it's like the ultimate business card, pretty much. So nowadays, people don't hand business cards. They just ask you, "Hey, yo, what's your Instagram?"
Yeah.
Girls, friends, whatever.
Yeah.
If you are able to position yourself as, position yourself really well on Instagram, it's going to give you a major advantage in multiple ways, right? And if you like something and you have knowledge into something, you can educate people in that, right? And they're going to associate that with your name. Boom. Now you're an authority in that. They think, okay, see, Lavange, they think Lavange, they think crypto, right? You want to get to that point, right? Or they think HustlePedia, they think you guys, right? Yeah. It's like a no-brainer, right? So as you build that up as well, as you build an audience, then this is the thing about a personal brand too. People follow you because they like you, they connect with you, right? And over time, if you build a really loyal audience, you're able to potentially sell them on something that could help them,
Yeah.
right? So this is the power of personal brand, right? You could build a loyal fan base. Like look at the Nell Boys. It's the most powerful brand ever. It's like a personal. In a way, it's a personal brand because it's like it's a brand, but it's a personal brand because everybody follows the Nell Boys because they like the boys. You know what I mean?
Like I heard they don't even make money off YouTube. All of it just from their fans
All
buying
from
their
merch.
merch.
Dude, they make like 8 figures a year with their merch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you see a lot of criticism goes around social media, and I didn't have this cleared up in my head till down the road as well, but see a lot of people only having negatives on social media. How do you think social media is the biggest part in today's world with decentralization, with everything changing? How important do you think social media plays a part, and how important do you think it's going to play a part in personal brand building down the road?
I mean, you need to be careful. Like social media could mess you up real hard. Like even myself, I got to be careful not be on my phone too much. First things first, be careful who you follow. Who you follow directly influences you in your life. So first of all, whoever you follow has a direct impact into your life. So maybe right now, go into your following, look at the people who you follow. Are they people that you actually care about? Are they people that add value to your life, one form or another? Are they people that are not adding value in your life and are mainly they give you negative vibes, right? It's like, for example, we follow a bunch of people sometimes, and some people we just don't resonate with that much, right? And suddenly they're on your feed and they're directly influencing you, like a close friend. So be careful who you follow, right? That's the first thing, right? But no, social media can be the biggest tool ever. Like you could change your life with one post, with one DM, with one video, right? So use it into your advantage and try to use social media to create more than to consume, right? So that's the first thing too, right? We consume a lot on social media. We're always consuming. Create more than you consume. It's a simple done, really.
Love that.
And for personal branding, I think you'll connect with more people over time, right? As you create more. You know what I mean? So it's still consume though. You want to have good ideas, so.
So do you think it's important to stay consistent?
Dude, it's the key, bro. And anything you do in your life. If you're not consistent, there will be no compound effect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to get in shape, it's like, okay, you want to work out 5 times a week, and then 3 weeks after you're going to stop working out. I mean,
Yeah, you're not going to see any results.
you're not going to see any
Yeah.
results. It's like literally that with
There's no
anything
point.
in life.
Yeah.
If you're not able to, and the thing, consistency it's boring. You got to do the boring work.
So you've been spitting game the whole episode, and I've definitely learned a few things. I'm sure everybody else has.
Yeah, of course.
And hopefully the viewers have as well. But to wrap it up, I want to ask you, if you were talking to your younger self right now, what kind of advice would you give yourself, or what kind of advice would you give the viewers that want to start an online business or want to get networking?
First thing I would do is just get started. It sounds super simple, but I didn't find out about online business or look into it until I was 18.
Until you bought that course, hey?
Until I bought that course, but I wish just find something and get started. It's not gonna be perfect at first, but find something like if it's online business, great. If it's something around marketing, sales, great. If it's something else, great. Just start something. Most people your age aren't working on anything. This is the HustlePedia right here. You guys are building something phenomenal, right? You guys are working on something, right? Working forward to or something. Most people our age aren't working on anything. Take advantage of your youth and start working on something right now, whatever it may be. I was already doing that because I was grinding with soccer, boxing, and being in good shape as well, and just focusing on that. But I wish I would have started learning about business
Earlier.
Start learning about marketing and sales right now. This is what I give my younger self advice. Start looking to it, read books, really right now. as soon as possible. Like,
Like after you watch this video, after you
Yeah,
watch this
so
video,
open a book. Go to chapters, get one.
Do you have any books you recommend to the people watching?
Yeah, which book had the most impact that you think like people should start reading? I know mine was Rich Dad Poor Dad, but
oh my god, I got one that's like phenomenal. This one actually changed my perspective on like. It's funny, I actually forgot the title. I think it's called The Millionaire Lane or something like that. I forgot what it's called, but it changed my perspective on money and everything. I have another book in mind, but I forgot the title. But
okay, let me know and we'll put it in the description.
okay, that book changed my life. Like, it's funny that I forgot the name. I had like negative beliefs about money, rich people, and just like how to make money and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it changed everything. Everything. Because the thing is, like, a lot of the times you're not able to get where you want to be because your beliefs are holding you back from it.
is it The Millionaire Fast Lane by Crack the Code to Wealth and Live Rich for a Lifetime?
That's one of them, but the other one I'm talking to you about is a different one. But this one's a really, really good one. Another one too is like, I suggest people, it depends what you're interested in, but read biographies, read about people's lives. It's like, you're going to read about someone who's lived an entire life and you have it in one book. I'm like, that's super powerful. It's going to give you insight and make you realize things you wouldn't have realized otherwise, right?
Anyone in particular that you look up to personally?
I don't really look up to people like that.
Okay, are there any biographies you've read that you
But
think
I have a few biographies I really liked. Arnold's, you know, the bodybuilder.
Yeah,
Which
Arnold.
one is-
Yeah.
That's his last name.
His his biography was phenomenal. I was like, I think another one is Tony Robbins. It was funny. Like, I was like in my life where I was like kind of struggling as well, and I read his biography. I was like, holy smokes! Like, this guy, he had a hard, like, not easy, and he was able to build something, and so that resonated with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just read, like, start reading about things you actually enjoy. Like, school actually teaches us to like hate reading because we read Shakespeare, we fucking hate it. We're like, why the fuck would we be reading this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Find things you actually enjoy about, and then move towards that. Whether it's YouTube content, or whether it's like, you know, TikTok, whether it's books, podcasts.
Over the World is an example of like a podcast where like the bibliography and the host talks about these people's lives, and
Podcasts are game changers, dude. Seriously, right? Like, they're super underrated in my opinion because they're long form content, and our generation isn't able to listen or like read a book for a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? The attention span is like short as hell. So if you're able to read 10 pages right now, you're in the top percentage tile in like an 18 to 21 year old, because you can actually focus for like more than 5 minutes, right? So
Yeah, I think if you were listening, I think we learned a lot. I hope the viewers learned a lot. I think that was some crazy gems, and you know, I hope you guys got something, and I hope you guys watch this video, take some action, believe in what he has to say, and if you love the video.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, his social medias will be popping up right now. You know, it's a very genuine guy. If
Hit
you
him with a
reach out to
follow.
him, hit him a follow. Very genuine guy. Follow him. Popping up his Twitter and everything right now. If you want to reach out to him, he'd be welcome to help as well. He's a very genuine guy in that process. And make sure you like, subscribe, smash that subscribe button.
Hit the notification bell.
yeah, and
Always.
go look at the podcast on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yep, as well. And make sure you have any suggestions, anything you liked about it, share down below in the comments. Any questions, anything else you would like to see, we're welcome to bring it onto the show. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show for sure. And, you know, we're going to have him back sooner or later for sure.
Yeah, thanks, Adam, for
one
coming
little
on.
word though.
Appreciate it.
Get started.
Get
Get started. It's important right now.
A
Get
common
started.
theme
Don't
of this
wait.
podcast.
Get started.
Right after this
Nice.
podcast, go do what you want to, what you've
Yeah.
always been wanting.
Go
to
learn.
do.
Yeah,
You should
exactly.
be fired up right now.
We said this show equals passion. And if you're passionate, you have something about your thinking, don't hesitate. Go do something. Worst case scenario, you'll fail, but you'll definitely learn something. So
100%.
you heard the man saying that. So yeah, I think that was really good.
Yeah, all in all, thank you for tuning in, guys. You could be anywhere on YouTube, but you choose to be here watching us, and we appreciate that immensely. For now, HustlePedia out.